Less bureaucracy and regulation will create more successful entrepreneurs. I believe this to be a true statement. But the question becomes for governments, what else can they do to support entrepreneurs? And let's put a word of caution here, and the reason is this. What I think makes an entrepreneur special is that they work within an organizational structure that puts a tremendous amount of pressure and responsibility on them to come up with creative ideas to succeed. And yes, I will say, sometimes even given this creativity, and even given this perseverance we hear so much about, the barriers in some of the countries that they work in are too great to overcome. And so governments have a set of tools that they can utilize to support entrepreneurs. And many governments across the world utilize these tools, including the United States. These tools include special financing programs for entrepreneurs where interest payments are subsidized to be lower. These tools include procurement practices where government buys products and services from entrepreneurs. These tools include having public-private dialogue between entrepreneurs and the government to create specific programs for entrepreneurs to deal with some of the issues they face. And lastly, some governments will regulate or subsidize a specific marketplace to give entrepreneurs running room to grow. But again, let me give a word of caution. Because if governments do too much, they risk relieving some of the pressure that makes entrepreneurs so successful. And by relieving this pressure, entrepreneurs will become more complacent and more relaxed and thus less creative and thus less successful.
Well, I think that the biggest inhibitor to our growth is the continuous increase of taxes and the bureaucratic rules and regulations which are really bogging us down. In Jordan, we have all kinds of taxes. You name it, we have it. And for startup companies or small companies, this is really hindering and it slows down the growth of the company.
Што се однесува до одредени работи кои што се одвиваат споро или го попречуваат развојот, тоа е спората имплементација на процесот на административната гилотиња, бидејќи ние во нашето законодавство се уште се присутни одредени правилници, подзаконски акти кои што потекнуваат уште од поранешната Југославија, кои што не одговараат соодветно на денешниот начин на водење бизнис или на моменталната бизнис клима, така да во колку овој процес се забрза, каде што е ова и една од целите на владата, мислам дека ќе овозможи уште еден побрз развој на бизнисите во Република Македонија.
When you became like a company and you need to start like selling these kind of devices and you're working with disabilities, then your government becomes your client. And when you have the government as a client, it becomes kind of tricky to work with that area. If you're not a big enough company, then you cannot push the government to be as fast as you need them to be.
Government initiative is to create a scholarship program we can access to support to our market. This is the important program from the government, so we can access more scholarship and we can provide this scholarship to our market. This is the biggest support from the government.
If a poor person in Bangalore or anywhere else buys solar and she's displacing kerosene, right? Solar is taxed, while what she's replacing is subsidized and imported.
An industry requires a 10-year plan so that change of government, change of officials does not upset the existing structure. What happens is every change of government, every change of minister, every change of secretary, they get their own priorities. And unless an industry like this is in a position to pre-plan, look ahead 10 years and plan your marketing, plan your sales, plan your investments, you cannot really grow.
I, as the CEO of Selfinda, was invited along with the IFC to stand before the Parliament of the Republic of Tanzania and talk about the work that we are doing. and I was able to share with the legislators about the work that Selfina does, how the women benefit from the leasing product that we are offering, and how leasing could actually benefit this country as a very, very strong and productive development tool.